Hi, good morning. Today we are going to start our next section, algebraic extension. An extension field E of a field F is an algebraic extension of F if every element in E is algebraic over F. Every element in E is algebraic over F means for every alpha belongs to E, there exists a polynomial f of x in f of x such that f of alpha is equal to 0. Okay. So if an extension field E is an algebraic extension, then every element of E is algebraic over F. By theorem 30.3, we have if beta belongs to f of alpha is algebraic over F, every element beta belongs to f of alpha is algebraic over F. Therefore, f of alpha is an algebraic extension of F. We just recall theorem 30.3. In that case, we have already discussed every element beta belongs to f of alpha is algebraic over F. That means every element in f of alpha is algebraic over F. That means f of alpha is an algebraic extension of F. Q of root 2 is an algebraic extension of Q. R of I is an algebraic extension of R. Okay. R of I is an algebraic extension of R and R of I is isomorphic to C implies C is an algebraic extension of R. Okay. Now, if an extension field E of a field, next is finite extension. If E is an extension field of a field F is of finite dimension N as a vector space over F. Okay. If E is a, F is a subfield of E, suppose E is a n-dimensional vector space over F. In that case, we say that E is a finite extension of degree n over F. In that case, we call E is a finite extension of degree n over F. And we denote like this for degree n of E over F. Degree of E over F. This is called degree of E over F. That means dimension of E as a vector space over F. This is called degree of E over F. If dimension is n, then degree of E over F is equal to n. If E is a finite dimensional vector space over F, then we call E is a finite extension of F. And if dimension is n, then we call it is a finite dimension of degree n over F. Now we are proving one result. This may ask for one weightage problem. Okay. Prove that E over F, degree of E over F is equal to 1 if and only if E equal to F. Degree of E over F equal to 1 implies E equal to F. Suppose E equal to F, then clearly F is a vector space over F and singleton 1 is a basis of F over F. Therefore, degree of E over F is equal to 1. Clear? Now, conversely, suppose that degree of E over F is equal to 1 and we have to prove E equal to F. E over F equal to 1 means E is a vector space over F with the dimension of E over F is 1. Okay. Note that singleton 1 is a linearly independent set in E. Okay. Unity. Okay. Therefore, this one you can extend as a basis for E over F. Okay. This is a linearly independent set in E. This you can extend as a basis for E over F. But given that dimension is 1, therefore basis for E is singleton 1 itself. Once again, we suppose that this is equal to 1. That means E is a finite dimensional vector space over F of dimension 1. We know that singleton 1 is a linearly independent set in E and any linearly independent set you can extend as a basis. So 1 you can extend as a basis for E over F. But this dimension is 1, therefore basis for E is singleton 1 itself. Okay. Therefore, every element of E is of the form A into 1, which is equal to A for A belongs to F. That means E is equal to F. We have F is contained in E. And if you take any A belongs to E, then A is actually of the form E is a vector space over F. That means scalars from F. And this is a basis means scalar from F. A belongs to F, you can write as A into 1. Therefore, we get E is contained in F. Okay. This implies F equal to E. Okay. Now, next one of the important result. A finite extension E of a field F is an algebraic extension of F. A finite extension E of a field F is an algebraic extension. This is important result. This may ask for net exam, etc. Finite extension implies algebraic extension. What about the converse? Is it converse true? Okay. Converse we will discuss later. Here we are proving finite extension implies algebraic extension. Suppose E is a finite extension of F and the dimension of E over F is equal to n. We have to prove that every element of E is algebraic over F. As E is a finite extension of F, E is an extension field of F and E is a vector space over F with dimension n. Okay. Let alpha belongs to E. And if you consider this set, 1 alpha etc. alpha raised to n, this consists of n plus 1 element. Dimension is n. Therefore, any set containing more than n elements is linearly dependent. Therefore, that set is linearly dependent. The set of n plus 1 element, therefore this is linearly dependent. Therefore, there exists AI belongs to F, not all 0. Apply the definition of linearly dependent. Okay, dependent. So, there exists AI belongs to F, not all 0, such that this sum is equal to 0. A naught into 1 plus A1 alpha plus etc. plus An minus 1 alpha raised to n minus 1 plus An alpha raised to n is equal to 0. That means, if we rearrange this as this set is An alpha raised to n plus An minus 1 alpha raised to n plus A1 alpha plus A naught equal to 0, where Ai not equal to 0. Now, if you consider the polynomial f of x equal to an x raised to n plus an minus 1 x raised to n minus 1 plus etc. plus a1x plus a naught, then as a not all ai equal to 0 implies this is a non-zero polynomial on f of x, because all the coefficients are in from f. Okay, and using this result or this result, we get f of alpha equal to 0. Thus, for any alpha belongs to E, we get a polynomial f of x such that f of alpha equals 0. That means alpha is algebraic over f. Since alpha is an arbitrary element of E, we get every element of E is algebraic over f. This implies E is an algebraic extension of f. But the converse is not true. Okay. That is, every algebraic extension need not be a finite extension. Okay. Consider the set of all algebraic numbers over the field Q. That is, A equal to set of all alpha belongs to C such that alpha is algebraic over Q. Clearly, by definition, every element of A is algebraic over Q. Last time this asked for exam. Okay. By definition, every element of A is algebraic over Q. Therefore, A is an algebraic extension of Q. But dimension of A over Q is infinite. Therefore, A is not a finite extension. Thus, we get finite extension implies algebraic extension, but algebraic extension does not imply finite extension. Okay. Now, moving to another important result. Let E, if E is a finite extension of a field F and K is a finite extension field of E, then K is a finite extension of F. I am repeating. Given E is a finite extension of F and K is a finite extension of E, then result says that then K is a finite extension of F. Okay, that is what we have to prove. We have to prove dimension of K over F is finite. Okay, E over F is finite. Dimension of E over F, given dimension of E over F is finite. Also dimension of K over E is finite, and we have to prove K over F is finite. And the results show, also we have this result. Degree of K over F is equal to degree of K over E into degree of E over F. Okay, listen carefully, proof is very easy. So first assume the given condition. E is a finite extension field of F. E is a finite extension of F means E is a finite dimensional vector space over F. Therefore, it has a basis. Let alpha is a basis for E as a vector space over F. Alpha I varies from 1 to etc. n. And beta j varies from 1 to etc. M, you can write M as a basis for K as a vector space over E. Okay. Therefore, degree of E over F is equal to n and degree of K over E equal to m. Here you replace it by m. Okay. Degree of K over E equal to m. Now we are claiming B equal to alpha I beta j. 1 less than or equal to I less than or equal to n, 1 less than or equal to j less than or equal to n form a basis for K over F. Now what about the number of elements in this set? Alpha I ranges from 1 to etc. n. Beta j ranges from 1 to etc. m. So alpha I beta j means totally there are mn elements. Okay. And we are proving these mn elements form a basis for K over F. So first you have to take this form a basis means you have to take every element in K can be expressed as linear combination of these elements. So you take some gamma belongs to K. Since beta j I 1 less than or equal to j less than or equal to m is a basis for K over E, gamma you can write as a linear combination of beta j's. Gamma you can write as j varies from 1 to m beta j, bj beta j, where bj K over E. Bj's from bj belongs to E. Okay. Now but we have alpha I is a basis for E over F. So each bj you can express as a linear combination of alpha I. So this you can write as sigma I varies from 1 to n aij alpha I. Okay. Beta j, bj you can write as sigma I varies from 1 to n aij alpha I, where aij belongs to F. Then what about expansion of gamma? Gamma is sigma j equal to 1 to n. For beta j we have this one and beta j. And this is equal to sigma j varies from 1 to m, sigma I varies from 1 to n, aij alpha j beta j. Therefore, every element gamma belongs to K can be expressed as a linear combination of elements of B. B means this collection. That means B spans K. Note that the number of elements of the set B is mn. Now we are proving that this set B is linearly independent. Suppose linear combination of elements of B is equal to 0. Linear combination of elements means we have summation j varies from 1 to n, summation I varies from 1 to n, Cij alpha j beta j is equal to 0. Suppose this condition holds where Cij belongs to E. Okay. So this you can write as sigma j varies from 1 to n, sigma I varies from 1 to n, Cij alpha I into beta j equal to 0. Okay. So what actually this Cij belongs to F we call it. Okay, I think no, it's true. This is E itself because elements are from linear combination over F. So this is actually F. Okay, F. Okay. because this is linear. If we have some vector space V over F, then we have to consider to prove linearly independent. We are considering C1 alpha 1 plus C2 alpha 2 plus etc plus Cn alpha n equal to 0, where Ci belongs to F. Here we are considering K over F. So Cij belongs to F. Now this is equal to 0, and this summation you can replace like this. But beta j's are linearly independent, and sum equal to 0 means this coefficient equal to 0. This coefficient equal to 0 for every j implies, and alpha is are linearly independent over F. Equation 2.4 implies Cij equal to 0 for every I. Thus we get Thus we get Cij equal to 0. Sigma this equal to 0 implies coefficient equal to 0. This implies B is linearly independent. Therefore, B form a basis for K over F. And the dimension of K over F is Mn. Therefore, degree of K over F is equal to Mn. What is M and what is N? M is in the degree of K over E. N is degree of E over F. Therefore, if this is finite, then which implies K is both are finite. Therefore, this is also finite. Therefore, K is a finite dimensional vector space over F. Therefore, K is a finite extension of F. Okay, this is important. Okay. Now, as an extension case, if Fi is a field, I varies from 1 to etc. R, and Fi plus 1 is a finite extension of Fi, then Fr is a finite extension of F1. That is, we have F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, etc. some Fr. Then F1 is a subfield of F2 is a finite extension of F3. Then applying this result, we get Fr is a finite extension of F1. That is, Fr degree of Fr into F1 is equal to Fr into Fr minus 1, Fr minus 1 into Fr minus 2, and degree of F2, finally F2 into F2, degree of F2 over F1. We have this one. Okay. So, we prove this by induction. Consider the case R equal to 3. In R equal to 3, we have this one. Okay. By previous result, by previous theorem, F3 is an extension of F1. Therefore, F3 in degree of F3 over F1 equal to F3 over F2 into F2 over F1. Assume the result is true for some small letter k. Small letter k equal to n minus 1. Therefore, degree of Fn minus 1 over F1 is equal to this one. Okay. And we have F1 is a subfield of Fn minus 1 is a subfield of Fn. Apply theorem to Fn, but we get Fn over F1 is equal to Fn over Fn minus 1 and Fn minus 1 over F1. Okay. And Fn minus 1 over F1, you can use this result. And we get Fn over F1 is equal to this one. This implies Fn is a finite extension of F1. Hence, the result is true for R equal to n by induction. Okay, therefore, Fr is a finite extension of F1, and Fr over degree of Fr over F1 is equal to, here this is Fr over Fr minus 1, Fr minus 1 over Fr minus 2, etc. F2 over F1. Okay, moving to next result. This is also important. If E is an extension field of F, alpha belongs to E algebraic over F, and beta belongs to F of alpha, then degree of beta over F divides degree of alpha over F. If E is an extension field of F, alpha belongs to E is algebraic over F, and beta belongs to F of alpha, then degree of beta over F must divide degree of alpha over F. Okay. Once again, this result, this corollary result is we are using everywhere. Okay. Once again, I am repeating, E is an extension field of F. Alpha belongs to E algebraic over F. Beta belongs to F of alpha. Then beta belongs to F of alpha. Then degree of beta over F divides degree of alpha over F. Okay, so if we get degree of beta over f does not divide degree of alpha over f, then clearly beta does not belongs to f of alpha. Okay, so given E is an extension field of f, alpha is algebraic over f, degree of alpha over f is equal to n. By theorem, this one f of alpha is an n-dimensional vector space over f of alpha over f is equal to n, which is equal to degree of alpha over f. Also by theorem, this one, beta belongs to f of alpha algebraic over f, therefore f of beta over f equal to degree of beta over f. Note that beta belongs to f of alpha implies f of beta is a subfield of f of alpha, because if alpha belongs to E, then f of alpha is the smallest subfield containing alpha and f. Smallest subfield containing alpha and f. Okay, therefore f of alpha is a subfield of E. Replace E by f of alpha, what we get? We get f of beta is a subfield of f of alpha. Once again, here we have, if alpha belongs to E, then f of alpha is the smallest field containing alpha and f. Okay, smallest field containing alpha and f, therefore f of alpha is subfield of E. Now in this case, we replace E by f of alpha because beta belongs to f of alpha. So apply the same result, what we get? F of beta is contained in f of alpha. Okay, therefore what we have, f is contained, f is a subfield of f of beta is a subfield of f of alpha. So by theorem, f of alpha over f is equal to, by earlier theorem, f of alpha over f is equal to f of alpha over degree of f of alpha over f of beta into degree of f of beta over f. Therefore degree of alpha over f is equal to f of alpha over f of beta into f of beta over f is same as degree of beta over f. Degree of beta over f. This implies degree of beta over f divides degree of alpha over f. Degree of beta over f divides degree of alpha over f. Now next is prove that 2 raised to 1 by 3 does not belongs to Q of root 2. Or show that there is no element of Q of root 2 that is a 0 of x cube minus 2 over Q. There is no element of Q of root 2 that is a 0 of x cube minus 2 over Q. Okay. So let alpha be a 0 of x cube minus 2. That means alpha x cube minus 2 is irreducible over Q, and irreducible of alpha over Q is equal to, alpha is a 0. Okay. X cube minus 2, which is equal to degree of alpha over Q equal to 3. This is irreducible over Q, and this is a 0 means degree of alpha over Q is equal to 3. But we know that irreducible of root 2 over Q equal to x square minus 2, and degree of root 2 over Q is equal to 2. If alpha belongs to Q of root 2, by corollary 31.9, degree of alpha over Q must divide degree of root 2 over Q. But what is alpha? Alpha is a 0 of x cube minus 2. 0 of x cube minus 2 means alpha is equal to 2 raised to 1 by 3. Okay. Therefore, but what is degree of alpha over Q? Degree of alpha over Q is 3. That is 3 must divide 2. But we know that 3 does not divide 2. Therefore, alpha does not belongs to Q of root 2. If alpha belongs to Q of root 2, then degree must divide degree of root 2. So here 3 does not divide 2, therefore alpha does not belongs to Q of root 2. That means 2 raised to 1 by 3 does not belongs to Q of root 2. Hence no 0 of x cube minus 2 belongs to Q of root 2. That means 2 raised to 1 by 3 does not belongs to Q of root 2. Okay. Now next, let E be an extension field of F and alpha 1, alpha 2 be elements of F, not necessarily algebraic over F. It is to be noted that f of alpha 1 is the smallest extension field of f in E that contains alpha 1. Similarly, f of alpha 1 of alpha 2 is the smallest extension field of E containing both alpha 1 and alpha 2. We can rewrite f of alpha 1 alpha 2 as f of alpha 1 alpha 2, and that's the same as f of alpha 2 of alpha 1. Therefore, for alpha I belongs to E, f of alpha 1, alpha 2, etc. alpha n is the smallest extension field of f in E containing f and all the alpha I varies from 1 to etc. n. Moving to last problem. Find a basis of q of root 2 root 3 over q. This is very important. Okay. You have to find a basis of q of root 2 root 3 over q. For this, consider what is q of root 2 root 3. This is same as q of root 2 of root 3. You can write. Okay. So consider q of root 2. What about basis? 1 root 2 is a basis of q of root 2 over q. Last class we have discussed. Okay. Every element f of alpha is of this form. Okay. Now if you consider root 2 plus root 3 and alpha equal to root 2 plus root 3, this implies alpha minus root 2 square is equal to 3, which implies we will get this one, and finally we will get this one, and once again squaring we get root 2 plus root 3 is a 0 of this polynomial. By Eisenstein criteria, this is an irreducible polynomial over q, and this is a 0 of this polynomial. Therefore, irreducible of root 2 plus root 3 over q is x raised to 4 minus 10x square plus 1. Therefore, degree of q of root 2 plus root 3 over q is equal to 4, because its degree is 4. Its degree is 4. Therefore, root 2 plus root 3 does not belongs to q of root 2, because if this belongs to q of root 2, then degree must divides degree of root 2 over q, and that is degree of root 2 over q is 2. 4 divides 2, that is not possible. Therefore, q of root 2 plus root 3 does not belongs to q of root 2. Root 2 clearly belongs to q of root 2. But this does not belongs to q of root 2 implies root 3 does not belongs to q of root 2. Okay. So, the only possibilities for q of root 2 of root 3 over q of root 2 is, the only basis for q of root 2 of root 3 over q of root 2 is 1 comma root 3. Okay. If root 3 belongs to q of root 2, then there is nothing to prove. Clearly 1 root 2 is a basis, but we get root 3 does not belongs to q of root 2. So the only possibility is the other bases are 1 comma root 3. Okay. 1 comma root 3 is a basis for q of root 2 root 3 over q of root 2. If you consider f of alpha over f, if degree of alpha over f is n, then basis consists of 1 alpha square etc. alpha raised to n minus 1. Here what is the degree? Here if you consider this, if you replace this for f of root 3 over f, its degree is 2. Okay, and degree is 2. And what about the elements? 1 comma root 3. Okay, therefore 1 comma root 3 is a basis for q of root 2 root 3 over q of root 2. Thus what happens? We get, once again, we get this root 2, 1 root 2 is a basis for q of root 2 over q, and 1 root 3 is a basis for q of root 2 of root 3 over q of root 2. Okay, if you consider like this, this is q, this is q of root 2, this is q of root 2 of root 3, and which is equal to q of root 2 root 3. Here basis is 1 root 3, here basis is 1 root 2, and this is as in the previous case. Suppose this is f and this is f of this is f, this is e, and this is k. If this is alpha i's and this is beta j's, then we consider alpha I beta j's. Okay. Similarly, if you consider product 1 1 1, 1 root 2 root 2, 1 root 3 root 3, 1 root 2 into root 2, root 2 into root 3 equal to root 6. So basis is 1 root 2 root 3 root 6. 1 root 2 root 3 root 6 is a basis of q of root 2 root 3 over q. Okay. In our theorem also we have applied this result. This is a basis, this alpha i's is a basis of E over F, and beta j's are basis of K over E. Then alpha I beta j's is a basis of K over F. Okay. And there is the next problem. Show that q of root 2 raised to 1 by 2, 2 raised to 1 by 3 equal to q of 2 raised to 1 by 6. That we will discuss in our next class. Okay.